Hello and welcome back to our lesson on collocations. Our first collocation is In-Flight Magazine. That's the magazine which most flights provide on their flights. And we could say, I have read the In-Flight Magazine. Or if we're still reading it, we could say, I am still reading the In-Flight Magazine. The next is fasten your seatbelts. So here we have three words that go together. Fasten your seatbelts. So we often have the announcement from the pilot who announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be taking off. Please fasten your seatbelts." And then, of course, we have boarded the plane. So that's when everybody is on board the plane. They have boarded the plane. Our next collocation is connecting flight. This is when we have to change flights. When I was teaching in the Middle East, often if I returned to the UK, I would catch a connecting flight either in Dubai or in Munich. Once I had to go all the way to Dublin before I could catch the connecting flight to London. Connecting flight. Then we have domestic flights. These are the local flights from city to city. So we could say I've got a domestic flight to Liverpool if I'm flying from somewhere within the UK. So domestic flights. Our next collocation is window seat. Well, this speaks for itself. We're going to get the seat next to the window. Window seat. Our next collocation is aisle seat. That's the seat in the middle of the aircraft where you have the cabin crew walk along with their drinks and food. So if you have a seat by the middle of the aircraft, that's the aisle seat. Charter flight. A charter flight is when you book a flight privately, and often they can be quite cheap as well. People don't realize this, but if you charter a flight or book a flight and it's on a small light aircraft, there might only be one or two of you on it. You've booked it privately, and so you've chartered the flight. Charter flight. Our next collocation is scheduled flight. And when you have a flight for a specific time, then that flight has been scheduled for that specific time. Scheduled flight. I've often been on a smooth flight, and that's our collocation. Smooth flight. That's when everything goes really well. No problems with the aircraft. Smooth flight. Then we have the opposite, and that's a bumpy flight. Possibly we've been caught up in some kind of turbulence. So we've had a very bumpy flight. So those are the collocations we're going to be dealing with. And we're now going to look at a story. And I want you to see if you can spot any of the collocations within the story. I hope you're ready for this. Right, here we are. They might not all be there, but we'll have a look. The departure hall buzzed with travellers as Mia finally boarded for her long-awaited trip. She had checked in early to secure a window seat, her favourite spot on any plane. From there, she could watch the clouds drift by like floating islands. As the passengers settled in, the cabin crew made their familiar announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts as we prepare for departure. Mia clicked the belt into place and smiled. Flying always filled her with a strange mix of excitement and calm. Once the plane climbed above the city and leveled out, she opened the in-flight magazine, flipping through glossy pages about exotic destinations, while occasionally glancing at the screen in front of her. A documentary about mountain climbers was playing, but she preferred watching the real thing far below. Across the aisle, a man was absorbed in a mystery novel. They exchanged a brief smile when the plane gently tilted through a cloud. A little time later, the captain's voice crackled on. We may experience some turbulence for the next few minutes. The aircraft shook slightly as it passed through rough air, but Mia barely minded. It felt like riding waves in the sky. This was one of two legs, a short domestic hop, before a connecting flight that would take her overseas. The first was routine enough, but the second would be a small charter to a remote island where her friends were already waiting. Did you spot all of the collocations that we've used? I hope so. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this particular lesson, all about collocations for flying. And if you could do me a small favor and click on the like button and subscribe to the channel and leave a positive comment. It all helps with the algorithm. Thanks very much for attending today's lesson, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.